Gather round, friends, new and old, and welcome to the POWWOW podcast. We are your hosts, Jennie,
David,
and Philip.
Hello, guys.
Our first three-tro. The three people intro.
Yes,
last week we introduced
I was about to say we did. This is not our first three-person intro, three-person podcast. But yeah, no, you're right.
How exciting!
Three-tro.
Yes. Guys, it's going to be a little awkward afterwards, but I'm sure we can all still be friends.
Always wanted to try it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jennie. Sorry for that. We are immature people. That's why we invited you on to help up our maturity game. But
oh goodness,
yeah. So
balance out the idiocy.
Yes, please. Okay, so who wants to go first? Who had a great week? Somebody give us a good week. Definitely not me.
I have a hangover right now, so
a hangover. Oh, so actually, yeah, David.
So I'm not feeling
weekend?
great.
Yeah, how was your weekend, David?
I had one of those nights last night where I ended up drinking way more than I thought I had. It just sort of happened that way. Like working at a bar, I end up getting a lot of, I don't know, either complimentary or discounted or whatever, because it's my buddies behind the bar. You know, once I finish my shift, it's my buddies behind there, and they're like, yeah, here you go, you know. So they overpour a little bit, and okay. And so anyway, I got a little too drunk, and it was one of those things where I don't remember everything that happened last night. And
oh wow,
it was one of those nights where I don't really remember everything, and I hate that. I hate that I like there's details that I'm like, what did I do in that moment? Did I say stupid things? I know I probably did. And then the next morning you pay for it even more with the hangover, and that's where I am right now. I'm feeling a lot better than I was this morning. It's now afternoon.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad that hangover is getting better.
Now, Jennie, I'm sure you had a long, wonderful week, but what really stuck out was in our pre-show meeting, you stuck up for the little man. You said, I am that 1%, the opposite. No, I guess not the 1%, the 99%. You are the common man. And sticking up for the strawberry ice cream stands out there. And it blew my mind. It blew my mind. I didn't even know anybody enjoyed strawberry ice cream anymore.
Oh, yeah. So to explain what Philip's talking about, last night I went with some family to Sake Bomber. It's a local sushi spot in Arizona. And we had a couple of boba cocktails. We had a great sushi spread. And then afterwards, for dessert, we decided to go to Cold Stone. And I was telling Philip that my order at Cold Stone is strawberry ice cream with Oreo cookies and coconut mixed in. And I vouched for strawberry. Yes, I am. My favorite of the three is strawberry ice cream. And apparently that's super rare. So yes, I am a strawberry stan. Will always stan strawberry.
I had no idea. Do you know anybody whose favorite flavor of ice cream is strawberry, David? I always wondered who.
No, I don't. I mean,
I was like, who's keeping that person in business?
Yeah, no, I mean, no one, I'll say no one above the age of 8.
Oh, don't be like that.
No, I'm just saying, like, the only people I know who ever get strawberry ice cream are kids.
You know what? Okay, let me ask this one very important, and then I'll get very quickly to mine. But Jennie, do you enjoy strawberry milk?
Oh, I'm not a milk person at all. I will not drink milk.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty isolated to like frozen delicacies.
Yes, correct.
Okay, sounds good. Well, guys, started a first week on at a new job, so that was pretty much all of my week. Yeah. And my goodness, it's great whenever you start a new job because you get to meet the regulars. It's crazy how every job has its regulars, has its good customers, its bad customers, and thus far, I've found the full assortment, and that's all I really have to say. But you know what else we got to talk about is our main topic. Let's get to it.
You know, we've done a couple movie reviews before. Can, at some point, we do one of my choosing?
Eventually, yes. As long as it's of of relevance. I mean, if we do self-admittedly, if we do the triangle of sadness, all of the 2 French people that we have who are listening to the POWWOW podcast are going to be enthused, but everybody else will say, yeah.
You might be overestimating how many French people listen to our podcast.
Hey,
two already seems like a stretch.
C'est vous les soir.
And that's why.
Sure.
But we are reviewing a movie today, which is something that we've actually wanted to do for 2 years. Phil and I and Jennie's come on the podcast now, and now we're doing it.
Yes.
Now we're doing it. We're doing movie reviews. We're going to be doing them more regularly. This week, we're talking about Mthrigan.
No, David, that's not it. That's no, Jennie. Don't
it is indeed. Look at the title. It says Mthrigan.
Mthrigan.
It does clearly show that, Philip.
This is like saying it's K $ha. No, it's Kesha. No, it's Megan.
I mean, you're right. Did you ever, like, what was it, back in 2014? Did you see Fant4stic?
Oh, my God.
Again, you look at the title, it was Fant4stic.
Oh, my goodness. All right. For those not following along for everything, we watched this week, all 3 of us, to a man and to a woman. We watched the movie Megan just came out. Now, David, for those who have not seen it and wish to fully embrace the spoilage that is going to be coming after this, in your own words, what is this movie about?
In my own words, delightful, because I have not pulled up any synopsis. So this movie is about a little girl who loses her parents, and she goes to live with her aunt, something, I don't remember her name. And her aunt just happens to be a toy designer, like super high-tech toys. And being the most horrific part of the whole movie was probably the little animal robot toy that is introduced at the beginning of the movie. But this aunt is working on a very advanced robotic doll, which she has designed a prototype and tests it out with her niece, who is desperate for comfort and desperate for some affection and something to help her move on from the recent death of her parents. Now, in the development of this doll. And as the prototype is being updated and such, she starts to learn, and it's artificial intelligence takes over, and she is on a mission. The doll is on a mission to protect the little girl, and madness ensues. And she wasn't programmed with the 3 laws of robotics: don't harm humans, etc. And she goes on something of a murderous spree.
Yes, and people will die. Bodies will drop. I'd say that's a 10 out of 10 synopsis. Wouldn't you say, Jennie?
I missed out on the dancing.
Sounded pretty good.
Yeah, how dare you?
For no reason whatsoever, the robot dances.
It's to celebrate the next kill, David. If only Freddy or Jason had that much spunk and charisma. All right, guys, let's just get to it. My first note on here, I thought that the most terrifying note of the entire film was that baby skin for the face. When they first introduced the face for Megan, that was absolutely horrifying. That was just like, I was like, oh my God. And then it like went to a half asleep side of the face and went to a fully active side of the face. Absolutely terrifying. What did you guys find to be the most scary part of this?
To be honest, I watch a lot of horror movies, and there wasn't a lot about this movie that really terrified me.
So you were fine.
Oh yeah, I was fine the whole time. This is definitely what one would consider in the realm of horror camp. This is horror comedy at its finest. Especially when I knew from the get-go it was going to be more on the comedy side or black comedy side. When the first moment spoilers for those who haven't seen the movie, the first couple of minutes is for a commercial. And it's for a very twisted toy commercial, and there's a cheeky song that goes with it, and it shows how the toy is built to be connected to an iPad. So basically, there's a whole spoof to the thing, and there's also this kind of darkness about it. Like, oh yeah, where kids are heavily attached to their technology these days because of these toys that are being created. So it's like, oh, so we're spinning this on the comedy side. There's going to be a lot of things that'll make me laugh. Okay, great. And the musical elements of this movie, whew, I have not laughed that hard watching a horror movie in a long time. I really enjoyed it. It was really good. I was like, are they turning this into Megan the Musical? By the way, super down for that if someone decides to build that musical from the ground up.
No. Can I just say, the only thing more painful to watch as an adult than real children's toy commercials, like commercials for children's toys, are children's toy commercials in movies. Like, they make them even worse. Is this a thing? Where does this come from?
It's the next step of evolution, David. You know, it's commercials for commercials within a commercial. And when did they come? When did that commercial come? Right after the previews, which are considered commercials for upcoming movies.
I'm just saying, they make them even more irritating in movies than they are even in real life.
That's true.
Anyway.
That is very true. Guys, do kids still, that age, for Gemma, I believe her name is, do kids still get read bedtime stories at that age? That was the only thing that felt kind of weird. Like, she's like a 13-year-old asking for a bedtime story. So what do you're no longer in Berenstain Bears company anymore.
But honestly, I don't even think it fit with the movie, because this child is obsessed with technology. Why would she want a bedtime story? I think it's great to read a 13-year-old or whatever, however old she was, a bedtime story. Why not, you know? I mean, really, she could read her own bedtime story, but at least she wants a story and not like, can I have 10 minutes of iPad before bed?
I guess that's fair. Jenny, were you read a bedtime story at that age?
At that age, probably not. And also, I am double checking the age of the child. I don't think it's listed here. I'm just kind of hitting all the generic websites to see. But I think you have to just consider that in a lot of these movies, the ages of the actors that portray these characters are definitely older. So
totally.
I'm sure that she is probably in her preteens, but she's probably meant to play a child that's younger.
8-year-old or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, did you think that the look on Megan, did it work for you? Did it not? I mean, obviously David's down with the dancing. He's out on it. But at least for the look of the
actress
robot.
is 11. The actress is 11, which means that the character's probably supposed to be
like
8 or 9.
9. Yeah. Did the look of Megan work for you outside of just the baby face?
Definitely. Yeah, she looks great.
I mean, sure. I didn't have any problem with that. Right. She looked like a doll. I guess that's the point. That's the thing. Like, you asked me earlier, was it scary? No, it wasn't scary. I think you have to have an innate fear of dolls to find this movie scary. Like, it's not supposed to be super scary. It's supposed to be a creepy doll, but that only really works, I think, if you already have that fear of dolls.
And then there's the opposite
bred by Chucky and all those the real horror movies from years gone by.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then there's the opposite side too, where you can really be in love with dolls. Like when the bully goes off and starts playing with the doll. I don't know what bully would steal somebody's like life-size doll. That was you want to talk about the biggest reach of the film for me. That was prime example number one. I was like, one thing, he might start ripping the doll apart or doing something with the doll, and then it got to an uncomfortable stage, but I'll stay away from that. But the fact that he walked away with the doll, I thought was just outlandish to me. Like, it felt like such an excuse to get him alone with the doll that I didn't even buy it.
Oh, well, again, too, they were really pushing the dark comedy part of it, so I'm sure they just went from zero to savage with the character of this bully to get the plot moving. Back to the doll look. It did remind me, the design of the doll gave me American Girl doll vibes. She much reminded me of, I actually had an American Girl doll when I was younger. It kind of reminded me of that. One of those dolls that are built to look like the child that the doll's for. It's meant to be like your best friend because it looks similar to you. So Megan was, I did notice that Megan and Katie were pretty much the same height. And they looked pretty similar to each other, but I don't think that was done on purpose. I think it was just they had a certain design or aesthetic for the doll put in place. But I was like, it kind of looks like that they're somewhat related. Like, they look like they could be related if Megan was real. Like, they could be sisters or they could be best friends. Like, that's just the vibe that it read to me when I saw it.
Yeah, even in the quote unquote examples and commercials for the upcoming Megans that they have within the film, they have different skin tones and stuff that could I'd assume when in mass in the sequel that's inevitably going to come.
I'm sure.
They will probably do.
That's been confirmed. Right? That's
been confirmed. It's set for a 2025 release. Yep.
Oh, okay, there we go. So I'm sure it'll be a Megan for all doll, right?
Yes,
there.
M3gan 2. Can't wait.
Yeah, well, then if they come out with a 2, there's a third one if they already have a 3 in the name. All right.
Of course.
But they've ruined their opportunity to put the 3 in the title cleverly because it's already there.
That's true. So, what are they going to do? We'll see. If they decide to come up with a third, of course.
I guess so, yes.
We live in an age of franchises. I think it's almost inevitable.
Well, I'm sure... Guys, yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry. I think the third one is certainly inevitable, and then they'll come up with its own universe. Guys, the magic water paint drawing, that was the real monetized skill that they were like just leaving in the back burner. I said, forget the doll. The fact that you can just create invisible ink that comes alive with water. I was like, whoa. No wonder the kid's mind was blown. My mind was blown. I don't even think that's possible.
Even if it was possible, why did it happen in the movie though? This is like I'm here to ask the real questions. Why did Gemma or whatever her name, the designer, the aunt,
Allison Williams,
she set up this playroom for Katie to meet Megan for the first time, and for them to have their sessions later down the line when they're testing this prototype doll, whatever. So to have this playroom, why would Gemma stock the playroom with invisible ink pens?
You know what?
Why?
I don't know.
It don't make no sense, huh? So, and then, like, if they were going to show her like creating this incredible drawing, surely it should have taken her longer, or they should have shown her like doing it like really fast and robotically. Like, do you remember iRobot?
Oh yeah, like the Robin Williams movie. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Bicentennial Man.
Bicentennial Man. Yeah. Same concept.
But
okay, that movie. Sorry, I'm confused. So many robot movies.
Sonny the robot in iRobot, Will Smith. Sonny the robot draws a picture, and he does it like he takes a pencil and he does it like super fast.
Yes, I do remember that.
It's really so. Like if they had done that, I would have bought it. But she literally does it in like 10 seconds, and I'm like, yeah, but no. Sorry, you lost me there.
I think that was the true skill that the $10,000 doll was worth. That was just amazing, absolutely amazing. But if we're gonna go to the dark comedy side of this, when the doll starts singing, hilarious. I died. That was amazing. Amazing timing to have the doll start singing. And then when the doll starts singing Titanium, oh my God, I was out of here. I started laughing because it was so intentional and so cleverly put. I really actually enjoyed it. So it could have gone either way, but it was done so well. God bless you. I loved it. That was part of the dark comedy that actually really rose and shone in the film. Did you guys have anything else that you thought was hilarious?
Hilarious.
It's going to be a bit harder for Dan.
Oh, the galloping.
Yes.
She like gallops like an animal, the doll.
This is the part where you run now, and then she just goes on all fours.
And then she goes on all fours and starts galloping. I found that to be
that was
amusing.
Quite hilarious. Jenny, any high-rising, highbrowed comedy moments for you?
I think we honestly covered all of them. The funniest part of the movie by far was the moment that she started singing Titanium. That I just lost it in the audience. In the group I was with too. Yes, the timing was brilliant.
Because all of a sudden you're like, wait, I do know this song. Because the first song I think was original that she started to sing. And then the second one, I'm like, wait, this one oh my God. It's quite good. All right, guys, last thoughts. Anything else before we go to our just what our general consensus on the film? Or no, we go to Jenny.
I think we covered everything.
I think we got it. All right, Jenny, hit us with some fun trivia facts.
All righty. So I was personally not surprised to hear that a sequel was being announced for Megan, because Megan has managed to succeed in something I thought I was unachievable. Megan is one of the first Hollywood films within the last 45 years to be released on the first Friday in January and obtain a fresh Rotten Tomatoes score. So
it has a fresh Rotten Tomatoes score?
It does.
David,
it's ranked as 94% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
That surprises me greatly.
Okay, maybe David, don't stop it. 94 is a bit generous, but okay.
That is shocking to me.
Well, it said when I was doing research for this, it said 94% was the Rotten Tomatoes score, and then the audience score, the popcorn icon, I'm not quite sure what source that's for, it said 79%. So maybe it's shocking. Maybe critics are going hardcore with overwhelmingly positive reviews. But this is a big deal because every film that gets released on the first Friday of January until now, especially horror films, they're usually received with negative reviews. So, for example, to give an example, the remake of The Grudge that came out 1 or 2 years ago, that got swamped with negative reviews. And I think other ones like Split, for example, I think that one generally got some good reviews. I'm not sure if that was the first Friday, but those are movies that came to mind first that were released in January. Okay. It's just kind of a hit or miss when movies are released in January, especially horror, if they're good or not. But Megan has successfully somehow gotten amazing reviews. So
surpassed expectations.
It surpassed many expectations, yes. Nice. Okay, so my next little bit of trivia. So the total body count that we see in this movie are spoilers. Sorry, listeners.
Wait.
Should I reveal it?
David, do you want to guess? David?
Total body count?
I think it's...
I'm going to say, does the dog count?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's
9.
9? Oh, I think it's 9. I think it's 8 or below.
It's 5. 5 deaths total.
Yeah. What?
It's
the
super
bully,
small.
It's the dog, it's the dog's mom, it's the 2 co-workers. That's it.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
Damn.
Well, it was revealed by one of the writers, whose name is Akela Cooper, and she revealed that the body count was originally going to be much higher. We were going to, the original script had a much gorier version of Megan planned, but they decided to, when they noticed the movie was getting very popular with teenagers. So it was beginning. It was getting very viral on TikTok, especially with that dance choreography. Right, oh my gosh! Yes, they decided to steer the movie toward the PG-13 route, and they cut a lot of the violence out of the movie, especially since they were going for the more dark comedy route. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, though, that we get to have an unrated version of this movie in the future. Could you imagine how different would this movie be if there was more violence, more gore, higher body count? I think I would pay to see that. That sounds interesting to me. So for fun, if you've seen the movie, it's revealed in here. The next little trivia. I can't speak today. Megan's name is actually an abbreviation. Allison Williams' character reveals that the name of the doll, it's called Model 3 Generative Android. So it becomes shortened for Megan.
So that's where the 3 comes from, David.
That's where the 3 comes from.
They say that in the movie. We know that.
I mean, some of us didn't pay attention.
Some of us meaning you.
Yeah, well, some of us, David. Some of us.
Well, to give credit, it does get the information just kind of gets thrown away in the beginning. It's like, oh yeah, that's what they had to have a short moment to explain why it's called Megan, and it was a 2-second blip. So not everybody would remember it. I barely remembered it too.
Jennie.
I had a reminder. Yes.
Thank you.
So last bit of trivia.
I'm not discounting that. Total fair enough. Fun fact there. I just think that Philip should have known that, considering we walked in to do a review of this movie today.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so last bit of trivia I've got for you today. A little sports trivia. To help promote this film, they hired a bunch of actors to dress as Megan. They showed up to they showed up to the Los Angeles Rams and Los Angeles Chargers NFL game on New Year's Day.
One of my friends was one of those girls. I know one of those girls.
Oh.
Yeah, they did a whole viral marketing thing. They at one point they were on top of the Empire State Building.
What?
Oh wait,
I'm pretty sure.
Question, without going into her full name,
on top
was
of
it
some building
for David? Was your friend Sam?
Yeah.
Yes, I know Sam.
Have we had this conversation before?
We might have. Anyways, all right, we'll have it off camera. Okay. But yes, crazy cool moment.
Yeah.
And they even did
go on, Jenny.
Last little bit of that trivia there. They even, during halftime, they even did a little Megan choreography for everybody to promote the film. I'm really digging all the...
Does anybody feel confident? Does anybody think that they could do it? The dance?
No.
I could try, but like the movements of Megan might take a moment for me to register to muscle memory.
Oh yeah. Okay, I can do it.
I am loving. Can we talk about how awesome horror movies are for using sports to promote their films right now? Smile did this too.
Is this a trend?
I just noticed recently that in sports events, I'm seeing horror films being marketed. So to give another example of what I'm referring to, another horror movie called Smile that was released a couple of months ago, I believe. It felt like October, I think. They promoted their film by having hired actors sit in the audience of baseball games and smile at the camera while it's panning.
Ooh.
Yeah, really creepy. Really creepy stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna hazard a guess as to why this is, and I don't want you to get on me about being an asshole, Phil. I'm just trying to logically piece it together. I think people who like movies like Megan, like those kind of campy horror movies, most of them would probably not consider themselves cinephiles, and neither would the average sports fan. So maybe there's a big overlap in like fans of horror movies and fans of sports. Maybe.
I'm sure that Venn diagram does intersect.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, Megan is definitely what I would call a popcorn movie. It's just meant to entertain the masses. There's no true scaring happening here. It's just good old slasher fun. It makes sense that it's merging them. Yeah.
An incredibly well marketed movie. That is the true victory.
What I expected and wanted
in this movie was the marketing. Like, kudos, whoever's in charge of that.
Excellent. All right, let's go around the room really fast.
Thanks,
Are
James
you excited for the sequel? And did you enjoy it in either order you wish? Jenny?
I did really enjoy this movie. I'm really loving this highlight on campy horror movies. James Wan always slays the box office, in my opinion, in terms of horror. And he's really amping up the camp subcategory of horror right now, which I love. I would love to see a sequel of this and see where they could take it.
David?
I thought it was a stupid-ass movie, and I gave it 1.5 stars. And no, I'm not excited about the sequel, but I know you guys are probably going to make me watch it so we can do a stupid-ass review
You betcha.
This is not my genre. I didn't like it. I'm glad I have an unlimited pass and didn't have to spend freaking money on it. All it was an opportunity for me to go to the movies and eat popcorn, which I'm always glad for. But no, this is a stupid ass movie, and don't watch it.
I will say, what if the advertising did anything for you, then go watch it. It was 0.5 better than what I expected, which were medium expectations at worst. So you got the full spectrum. You got Jenny, who loved it, can't wait for a sequel. You got me, who was like, a little better than what I thought, and I'll watch the sequel. David will be forced to watch the sequel and was forced to watch this film. So therefore, wherever you fall onto that spectrum, enjoy the film as you will. On to the next.
Oh, Joe, one second. Oh,
yes.
We're coming up on Oscar season.
Oh.
Just tantalizing. Ooh, it's coming up.
All right. This episode of POWWOW Podcast is sponsored by Sides.
Meet Sides. SIDES, an app that helps you take the law into your own hands.
Turn ordinary agreements into binding contracts in seconds. Then if a dispute arises, Sides will step in to resolve it for you.
Wait, Phil, that was supposed to be my line.
What did we agree to in the contract?
I don't know. I guess we can use Sides to settle this dispute, because each dispute costs a small one-time fee.
And if you win, which I will, it's all awarded back to you.
Sign up now and get 16% off for a limited time only.
Jenny's first fun factoid. Jenny, me and David will show you how this one goes.
Never heard that intro before. What is that?
It's just a nice little. Yeah, it's a ukulele ditty. It's, you know what it is, David? It's fun. All right. So that for fun fact, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. For fun factoid, we will be presenting the other two facts. It will be up to the other two to decide which one is the real one and which one is the fake one. Shall I start? I shall. Let us begin. Guys, in the U.S., cities with higher rates of country music played on the radio also have higher suicide rates. And the second fact, in Great Britain, regions with higher rates of moss grown on trees coincide with having higher suicide rates. So it's either or here. But is it? David, which one do you believe is the fake fact?
No, I like that they're linked. I like that there's a common thread here. I think the country music, I mean, a lot of country music, you're down bad about your girl or your pickup truck or something like that. And I could feel like there might be a correlation with like depression writing country music. And not, I mean, obviously some country music is totally feel good and great, whatever. But I'm saying like a lot of it, you're down bad about something. And so maybe there's a correlation there. The moss thing doesn't make any sense. That sounds like something Philip would have made up. So I'm going to say that that's the false fact.
That's the
and
false
the country
fact.
Music is the true one.
Jenny, are you piggybacking off of David and going to go with what he decided for fake fact?
No, I actually disagree. I think the country music is the fake one.
Okay, so we have differing opinions, which means one of you must be correct. And unfortunately, it's David this time. I did completely make up the moss. The country music correlating with higher suicide rates apparently is true. Who knew? Wow. All right, Jenny, you go second here. You go second.
All right, I'd like to humbly announce that these facts are not related to each other.
That's
so
totally
the first fact is, so during the spring and summer months, you can calculate the temperature outside by listening to a chirping cricket. My second fact is, the first living creature that was intentionally sent into space was a dog named Laika, or Laika, I think it's pronounced. Either, I'm not sure. She traveled aboard the Soviet space spacecraft Sputnik 2 on November 3rd, 1957. Which one's real and which one's fake?
Who should go first, Jenny?
Philip, how about you go first?
Dang it! Well, I don't remember if it was a dog or if it was a chimp, but I think everything else was right. I mean, it was the Russians. I think you made up the dog fact. I think the cricket fact is true, I believe, says me.
Can you tell me the cricket fact again?
Yes. During the spring and summer months, you can calculate the temperature by listening to the sound of a chirping cricket.
Because in the winter, all the crickets
I think that's the
dead.
false one. I'm pretty sure it was a dog, and I'm pretty sure that it was the Russians. And I think I've heard that before. The dog in first living creature in space.
All right, we have contrasting opinions once again. Philip, you are correct. The dog one was fake.
Yeah, it was a monkey, wasn't it?
No, actually. So you were wrong with that. The first actual living creatures that were sent into the space atmosphere were fruit flies.
Oh.
They were transported on a rocket in February of 1947. So they sent, before they started sending dogs and chimps, Mammals. They were sending bacteria, they were sending little insects just to, read the room or read space.
That's
far
what I
mean?
More humane.
Yeah.
Yes. I would.
And they came down, and the fruit flies, I'm sure, had a lot to say about what space was all about.
And then for those who are curious to how to calculate the temperature by listening to a chirping cricket, you simply count the number of chirps that you hear in the span of 14 seconds. Then you add the number 40 to that number, and it will tell you the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit.
Ooh, I love it when Jenny comes up with facts. She brings all the facts.
That is really
spicy facts with Jenny.
And then you have to convert that number into Celsius. So that it makes
good luck
sense.
with that. Okay. I can help you there.
Yeah, not over here in America. All right, David, hit us.
Okay. The original name for the Google search engine was Backrub. A teaspoonful of the sun at its surface would weigh 21 kilograms or 46 pounds. If you were to take a teaspoon full of what the sun is made out of at its surface, it would weigh 21 kilograms or 46 pounds.
Who do you want to go first, David?
I would like Jennie to go first.
Did you catch me starting to giggle at the first one?
Yeah.
So I couldn't help myself. It's very giggle worthy. I'm gonna go with my heart on this one. I feel like, shoot. You know what? I couldn't help but laugh, so I will go ahead and say the first one. The Google fact is the fake one.
Philip?
I think he picked that one knowing that I couldn't resist having David, possibly attributing a back rub to David. So for that reason alone, number 2 gets my vote. I think the back rub's real.
Wow, we've got differing opinions all 3 ways. One of you's correct. The original name for Google was back rub. I mean, apparently. I read this online that originally Google was called Backrub, and then they changed it to Google after the number Google, which is spelled differently. It's spelled GOOGOL, which is a number, a 1 followed by 100 zeros. That's Google.
Oh.
Now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, and then the teaspoonful of the sun at its surface is actually really not that heavy. It wouldn't be 21 kilos or 46 pounds.
Yeah, it's mostly light anyways, wouldn't it be? Who knows?
I'm sorry, what?
Sorry. I don't even know. I don't even know. Anyways.
It's mostly light?
Yeah, it's really light.
And now if you were to go deeper into the sun, then it's really heavy, obviously. It's really, really much denser. But at the surface, the sun is actually apparently less dense than the average density of the Earth. So there you go.
Since we have Jennie as a permanent host, this means that for the first time, one of us, me or David, gets a chance to get to play both games without having to create our own. As Jennie steps into the foray and is creating her own game, David, this week, you got a week off. Congratulations,
I get to
buddy.
kick back and relax and stress out over trying to beat you guys.
Yes, absolutely. You had to study hard as me and Jennie went in the back and said, all right, this is the game we're going to make.
I don't even know what kind of game we're playing.
Yes, but before we get to that, me and Jennie have cooked up some very interesting questions for you. Jennie is going to ask her first question right now. Go ahead, Jennie.
So, David, my fun question for you before our game starts here is, do you have a fun talent that you like to show off at parties? Do you have a party trick that you like to share when you're socializing? If yes, what is it?
Well, I mean, so I have 2 jobs or 2 careers. One is bartending and one is acting. And when I'm at parties, the things that I end up doing that to show off or to, help party up the party are either making cocktails or doing accents and impressions. And so neither of these are useless skills, but those are my party pieces, is like doing accents of various countries around the world and making cocktails.
Do you have a favorite accent you like to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I like doing Australian every now and then. Because I find that once I'm in it, it's quite easy to just sort of go and live in it.
Very nice. Sounds good.
I've done the impression many times when I was like in taxis in LA, like Uber pools, and like Australians would get in, and I'd be like, "Oh, all right."
Well, very nice, and that's a wonderful accent, by the way. That sounds really good.
Yeah, thank you.
Quite authentic. All right,
Philip.
Yes, David. Mine is going to be a highly mature and heightened sense of awareness question.
So I would expect nothing else.
Yes, if you can put on your highbrow hat, I would appreciate it. Pinky out, my friend. Pinky out. Have you ever tooted and blamed someone else for it?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, it's easy. It's easy to blame children. It's easy to blame the dogs.
The dogs. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, because they don't care. They just don't care.
They'll happily.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I have. Not loudly, so I might be like to if I fart and then someone
you start
else,
sniffing it, you're like,
I turn to someone else. I'm like, I think that might have been,
Oh, the sneaky suspect.
Absolutely.
I now know who I'm dealing with. All right. Well, Well, guys, in honor and in lieu of this week's movie review that we have had for you, Megan, we all know that the AI brain and processing software that Megan possesses allowed her to listen and learn and adapt. Well, me and Jenny decided that we'd bring you a game called Listen and Learn. It's a variation, and me and Jenny each have our own little probably twists and turns on it. So, David, I'll give it to you first. Who would you like to play against first? And then we'll give you our version, and we'll see if they coincide.
I will play against Jenny first.
Jenny, so why don't you explain your game first here, Jenny?
That doesn't make any sense. I just said I would.
You'll play against Jenny.
We're going against each other first, so it's you, Philip, who's running the game first.
Philip.
I will be giving a story, and at the conclusion of it, I will ask you two to buzz in, name is your buzzer, and give me the correct detail I asked for. Now, you can buzz in before the end, but just realize that that is a chance. But this detail will come from the story. Winner will have the most at the end of 5 stories, most points, and I have a tiebreaker if we need it. All right, sound good?
Yep.
Yes.
Story time. Everybody gather around the campfire. Me and my 52-year-old grandma went to the local Walmart on 59th and Bell Avenue, where we wanted to see if there were 3 veggie Lunchables available to buy. Instead, we could only buy 5 meatball Hot Pockets for $7.50. How old is my grandma?
Are we buzzing in or?
Yes, buzz
Jenny.
in. Your name is your buzzer.
David.
Jenny.
Yeah.
I heard my brain retained 59, so that's my guess.
Her guess is 59, and that is incorrect. David, do you have a guess?
52.
52 is the answer that I gave. Indeed. So David is up 1 point.
Yeah, that's a young grandma.
Yeah, yes, it is. And if you ask my grandma, that's how old she'll say she is. Next story, whether it's true or not. Next story. 3 ants went into an anthill. They had just taken their lunch and where they all shared 5 blades of grass between them. They had to hurry back from lunch, though, because 2 owls had spotted them and they were 8 inches away from safety. They ran pretty fast and got back to safety, but not before Robert, the ant, lost 2 legs. How far away were the ants from safety?
David. 8 inches?
8 inches is correct. Up 2-0 against Jenny. My goodness. All right, this next one, I have a feeling for Jenny. She's got this one.
Okay.
I took myself to the candy shop. I did not order a lollipop. I got myself 1 banana Laffy Taffy. How many Laffy Taffies did I get myself?
Jenny.
David.
Jenny!
You got yourself 1.
You won! There we go! I knew it! I knew! There's always one. All right, next one. With a score of 2-1, David is indeed leading. While running the car wash located at 7th Street and Northern Avenue, I saw 4 white cars get clean, 2 blue cars opt for the Max Wash special, and 7 green cars pay extra to get their carpets cleaned. How many blue cars opted for the Max Wash special?
David. 2 blue cars.
2 blue cars. David seals his victory on a 3-1 score. But, Jenny, we do have one more here for respectability.
Oh, great.
Yes. Here we go. We went camping and brought 3 pots and pans, 52 marshmallows, 1 log, 3 pairs of hiking boots, 8 sleeping bags, since we wanted to have enough to double stuff, 3 lighters, 11 graham crackers, 5 knives, 2 fish, and 13 Cheez-Its to munch on. How many lighters did we bring?
David. 3.
David with 3,
too, but David was too quick.
Is correct. 4-1. My goodness.
So fast. I had no ability to retain anything.
Oh,
I have a weirdly uncanny memory for numbers, which is great because I can't remember anything else. But numbers, they stick.
They stick. All right, David has won against Jenny, first in the new series of the new host edition. It is my chance to get a victory over Jenny. Jenny, give us your game.
So my version of the game, it's pretty similar, but it's a little more of a long-form approach. So I'll be telling some stories, and there'll be certain pieces of information that I will mention throughout those stories, and at the end, I will ask you a specific question about them. So let's go ahead and begin. This is the first one, Philip versus David. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's begin. Listen and learn. Question 1. Amy, Maddie, and Sarah really needed to return 7 books to the public library, so they decided to carpool from Amy's house. They left at 10 a.m. They turned onto Fairmont Street. They made a left on Evans Road. They drove about 10 minutes or so. They stopped at the intersection of Evans and Freely. They continued on and made a right onto Library Lane. They parked their car in the parking lot and opened the door to see a clock in the front hallway. And then how many minutes, what time actually was listed on the clock when they got there?
Philip?
Go ahead.
I think it was 7:30?
What?
No.
Oh, dang it!
No.
David, do you have a guess?
David, I think you said that they left at 10, and I don't know. I can't remember how long it took them to get there, but I'm just going to say 10:13.
I will give you the point. The correct answer was 10:10, but since your guess was a little closer than Philip's.
No, I say no. She brought a tiebreaker. We wanted the exact time. I say no. No.
I'll decline the point.
So they left at 10 a.m. They drove for 10 minutes.
Yes.
So the clock would say 10 a.m.
I don't know why. I don't know why I was 13 minutes was sticking in my head. Was there 13 something?
I think I said
there was never 13.
Okay. All right.
Oh, okay.
Second one. Jerry wanted to go to Cold Stone for his birthday, but he's very picky about the number of sweets he wants on his ice cream. He asked for chocolate-covered strawberry ice cream, but for his toppings, he specifically asked for 10 chocolate candies, 15 sour candies, 20 sprinkles, and 3 cookie pieces. He also asked for a dollop of whipped cream on top. How many types of toppings did Jerry get for his ice cream?
Oh,
David.
Oh, no.
5.
Philip, do you have a guess?
Does whipped cream count? I'm going to say Philip 4?
David is correct. The answer is 5.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because he got chocolate candies, 1, sour candies, 2, sprinkles, 3, cookie pieces, 4, and whipped cream, 5.
Ah, good man, David. Good man.
All right, so this next one. Hope you like kitty cats. Rebecca works at the local cat cafe. Wait, you don't like cats? I saw you shake your head.
David's a pronounced
I'm allergic to cats. I'm allergic to cats.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's funny.
All right. So, David, you are in the lead, by the way, 2-0.
1-0.
Right.
1-0.
1-0.
Oh, 1-0. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, because, okay. Well, I gave David a point.
Yeah, Philip.
Are we not going to count it?
We'll just. I'll beat him anyway. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so it'll be 1-0. Okay. All right. Rebecca works at the local cat cafe. There are 5 cats visiting the cat cafe today. Romero is a gray kitty and loves to greet guests by grazing them with his tail. Minnie is a white kitty that likes to perch on the cat tree and supervise the restaurant. Onyx is a black kitty that loves to try to jump on tables to steal scraps. Sunny is an orange kitty who likes to carry his toy mouse in his mouth when he walks around. Ember is the youngest cat and looks just like his dad, Onyx. What color is Ember's fur?
Philip!
Go ahead, Philip.
Black!
Correctamundo, my friend. Correctamundo.
Yes!
That's one for... I worked very hard on those cat names, by the way. Can you tell?
Oh, God bless you. Honestly, that was the only thing that kept me alive.
Was the cat names?
Yeah, because I'm like, Sunny is orange. Okay. I think, I forget what Gray was, but Grayson or something. I don't even know. But
Romero.
Romero.
These are names that I either name my cats or they are names of cats that I already have been acquainted with. Except for Sunny. Sunny was random. I was like, what cat would be named an orange cat? Oh, Sunny, that works.
That
okay,
very
so
well done. Very well done.
1-1. Yeah, we currently are in a tie. All right. So this next one is a little sports themed one.
Ooh.
Uncle Ben is sharing his favorite stories at Thanksgiving dinner. He used to play collegiate football for the Arizona State Sun Devils. He met the lead coach, Harry Devine, at Monty's Steakhouse for dinner. The coach tells Ben that he's allowed to order whatever he wants, and he highly recommends the T-bone steak. The steak arrives, and Ben devours it. But In a state of disbelief, the coach decides, you know what? You love that steak so much. How about you go ahead and order another one? Ben was so excited, he took his offer and agreed. He had 2 T-bone steaks that night and signed his contract that very evening. Now, what is the name of the steakhouse?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Philip?
Go ahead.
Monterey's?
David, do you have a guess?
Thanks for that, Phil. I'm pretty sure it was Monty's now.
David is correct. It is Monty's Steakhouse.
Come on!
You know what? I had no idea until you said Monterey's, and I was like, oh, that's not right. It's
Monty's Steakhouse.
Oh.
Now, fun fact, Monty's Steakhouse was a real steakhouse in Tempe, Arizona. I put it as part of this because I loved that place when I was younger. They had amazing rosemary bread as their appetizer. R.I.P. Monty's Steakhouse.
I was going to say, it's so wonderful it shut down.
It was in business for a really long time, many years.
Good for them. Good for them.
Yes, and I still know the owner. He's local. He's a family friend.
Nice.
This is our last one. We've done 4 of them. Excellent.
I need this to tie.
Yes. How exciting! We need the tiebreaker to happen. Okay, come on, Philip. Let's see if we can get this last one. Michael wants to make breakfast for his girlfriend. He loves making bagel sandwiches. He first whips up a cream cheese spread with dill, parsley, and lemon juice. He toasts 2 everything bagels while he starts cooking 4 pieces of bacon. While the bacon cooks, he cuts 2 tomato slices, a handful of arugula, 3 slices of red onion, and a slice of avocado. He removes the bacon from the pan and adds 2 sunny side up eggs to cook in the grease. When everything is made, he stacks it all and realizes he made the sandwich way too tall. So he puts the bacon on the side to serve. Now, did he cook his eggs in the grease or not?
Philip, yes! Philip, yes! Philip, yes! Come on! Come on!
That was really close, guys. I can't tell who was first. Okay, you know what? For the sake of Philip's enthusiasm, I will let him go.
Philip, yes.
Did he cook it in the grease? Yes?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did cook it in that grease.
Okay, Philip, yes, you are correct. David, sorry, he was so enthusiastic.
From where I'm sitting, I was first.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Well, you know where you're sitting? And not America. That's
you know
where you're sitting.
You know what this results in, though, is we get to have our tiebreaker. Yeah.
And I'll have to go first in that one. I'm sure that's going to help you tremendously,
deep
David,
into your memories now, because this is a second question that is going to be random from all the stories you've heard so far.
Oh my God.
Good luck. So if it's too difficult, I will change it. No. So this is from question 3. This is Uncle Ben's story.
Oh.
What football team was mentioned?
David? The Arizona Sun Devils?
That is correct. Arizona State Sun Devils. I will give you the point.
Yeah.
They're the Sun Devils.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there's.
Yes,
honestly, I feel like if I wasn't paying attention, Philip would have had the advantage here because he's actually from Arizona.
Yeah, no, I was late on the trigger on that one. See, again, that for me, David, was the one there. It sounded to me like I was first, but I understand because of the lag. Yes, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, well, David, you are 2 for 2 this round.
Hey. Thank you very much. You know what? I feel like that first question, I was only 3 minutes off and you were like 3 hours off.
That's fair. That's fair. You know what? It was destined to be yours. I will definitely hand it to you. I stole a tie from the jaws of defeat. So enjoy your victory. I agree.
Thank you.
And that was my first.
Congratulations, Jennie.
I'm hosting the game.
Very well done. Incredibly respectful.
Yes.
That bagel sandwich is a real recipe that I have used. It's very delicious. Highly recommend. Happy to write it down and share it with you guys if you want it. If you like bagel sandwiches, of course.
Oh, I Jennie, I think I remember every single detail. What are you talking about?
Yeah. It's a big deal of a sandwich.
Oh, that slaps. Yes, every week we're going to be bringing you, as always, some entertainment that we want to recommend. And this week I've got a song. It feels like it's been a little while since I've had a song. And this song is called 1983 is the name of the song, and it is by Weathers. And it's a jam. It's a jam. I think you should check it out. It slaps.
Dare you say it slaps?
I dare.
He dares. Jennie, what slaps for you this week?
Well, I actually brought music for my selection this time, but it's not just a singular song. It is a whole playlist that I've got selected here. So I recently discovered, for those who don't know, I am a huge fan of the Pokemon franchise. That was my geek moment when I was a childhood. I was obsessed with everything Pokemon. And I found a Pokemon lo-fi playlist on Spotify. For those who don't know lo-fi, it's very soothing music that people love to use in the background while they're doing homework, while they're relaxing, while they're reading. This Pokemon playlist uses all of the music from different games that have been made from different generations, and they have lo-fied them. So everything is super relaxing. It's a beautiful mix of nostalgia and just soothing everything. I've been listening to it all week while I've been reading or while I'm cooking, and it's wonderful. Highly recommend. Go check it out. It's literally called Pokemon Lo-Fi if you search it on Spotify. It slaps.
Nice. I will have to get
This
that
is a whole playlist?
It's a whole playlist.
That's our first playlist, David. I think we truly have expanded to every aspect of entertainment available this side of records. I don't think we've done a record.
Wait, really? You've never recommended a playlist?
Never recommended.
No, we've always stuck to
playlist.
individual pieces of media.
But
films,
I like it. I like how it's
film songs or TV seasons.
Ooh, interesting.
We have done seasons. Guys, we are all musical this week. All last week we were movies. This week we're all musical. And I'm going to go with a song called Dose by Teddy Swims. That is Dose, D-O-S-E, lowercase d as a matter of fact, by Teddy Swims. It has been quite catchy, stuck in my mind, a nice little tune. I cannot recommend it enough. Enjoy it. Dose by Teddy Swims. That slaps.
Well, it's time to get cozy in our sleeping bags. The fire is dying down. Thank you so much for listening to the POWWOW podcast this week. We have a few wonderful people to thank.
Yeah, thank you to Cass and Crossland for the music that you hear on the show. Oh, and of course, Jake Corlang for some of the other music that you hear on the show.
Thank you to Tara Amstutz, Josh Hans, and Ryan Ardell for their wonderful musical contributions and sounds to the show. Guys, we couldn't do it without you. Thank you so very much.
Now, you can find us on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the usual spots. You can also, on Instagram or any link that you find for us, you can find all the places that our podcast lies, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts, to name a few.
Yes. And thank you to you, the listener. Yes, you listening right now. We appreciate you joining us each and every week. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Even if you're not going to listen, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button anyways. It just really helps us out either way. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, little boy. What kind of ice cream would you like? Can I have the strawberry?